When life gives you lemons, you have to make lemonade, don't you? But yeah, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple of days again since I've given you my last update. You would have seen that I've posted a content around starting my journey on YouTube, and I hope that would be something that resonates with a lot of you while you're watching the channel. And here on, I do plan to release a couple of other unfiltered episodes as well. And I'm planning to start my own podcast with these episodes, which I'm recording on YouTube, to go into these podcast shows as well as voiceovers and audio only clips. So I hope that you show me your love and support, which you have for this channel as well, there too. Apart from that, there's this one aspect of podcasting around legal fields that I really wanted to get into. So if any of you know somebody who would be interested to take part in a couple of episodes and have something very interesting to say to us, please don't hesitate to send your recommendations down below in the comment section so that we can have those invitations going out to people and have a very interesting conversation on that point. Some other secret things in planning, maybe you could say, but those updates would come to you over due time when we are getting more information. Today was interesting. So since I do debating, I do sometimes tend to get offers to go to competitions and take part as a core or do some other aspects around that work. And I got one of these invitations from one of the colleges in February. So I would think that if that goes through and works out well, I would be traveling to that location then, and that would occupy a couple of days. And I was also going through a lot of different journals and materials, and that would have given me some idea about what my next couple of months would look like. But I know that the end of the year is a very busy period of time where a lot of different journals, publications do end up having close submission deadlines, and I think that is something that I would be looking at working towards in the next couple of weeks, which leads to me finally deciding not to take my trip to Kolkata from 26th to 31st. Bit of a bummer. I really wanted to meet a couple of friends there. It's been a while since I've been to Kolkata as well. I think I traveled last year around sometime. But that's how things are. I needed to rest and recuperate from my health issues in the last couple of weeks, but I also needed to have this time to get back on the horse and get back on the saddle, as they say, to get some work done, which has been pending for a long duration of time. And hopefully, I can have enough time to recover, rest, and also finish all of the work and new projects that I'm taking up soon, which would be interesting to you. There are a couple of things, right, that I have not really mentioned a lot in the channel, but I really like doing as part of my hobbies and as part of things that I do usually. One of them being that I really like writing and writing poems, writing novels, short stories, and scripts and other information. So I was also planning on embarking on a certain couple of projects. There have been past works where I have been published. One of them is called Epidemic Ruminations. There was this book that I published around the time of the pandemic, where just thereabouts, where I sort of had this 21-day challenge that one of these publishing houses ran, and it was published on a platform and it's available on Amazon. So if you would ever want to give a read, I will link down to it in the description. You can give a check there. It has a collection of around 20 plus poems that I've written over the past couple of years, though there have been a lot of unpublished work of mine that is lying around, and I do intend to sort of get around to the point that I can write again and start like putting myself out there. But it's again a gigantic task for me to manage time with all of the simultaneous projects that I'm running on the work front and on fronts where I am really interested in working as well, like teaching, like this journey in YouTube, but also in aspects like writing my novels and other books and other memorabilia, which I really enjoy doing, be it in a non-fiction format, fiction format, or say an academic format. All of the things that I mentioned above are things that I really enjoy writing on. So I think those would be some of the areas that I really want to focus upon as I move ahead. The other couple of things that would be interesting in this day would probably be around the fact that Keto is finally back. Keto is our pet. He's 8 years old, a Labrador Retriever. He's turning 9 in February. Very, very homely with him around. Without him around, it's very dry and very dreary. It's staying alone in a place. So I'm glad that they could make it back now, and then their trip went well as well. It's been raining continuously the last couple of days, and it's been torrid weather for me. I really, really do not like rain in the winters. It really puts a damper on your moods and really just wants to make you sleep the entire day and not do anything at all, period. And that's something which is really annoying because if you really want to sit up, work, and do a couple of things, it gives you the chills to actually just sit in the chair and then do your work and finalize a lot of things that you really want doing. So, as annoying as it is, here we are sort of figuring out how to do work regardless of the impracticality of working around certain things. And it's a lot more colder comparatively to previous years in Bhubaneswar this year as well. So that's been something that has been on the top of my mind as well, how to move along with that and sort of think about how to manage that in terms of the lifestyle that I have, because I am very prone to catching cough and cold as well. Yesterday also was a very standoffish, boring day, you could say. Not a lot to do. Just worked on a couple of other projects, video editing projects, some of scripting projects that I had, finalizing some calls and streamlining my processes. But that also reminds me that today I usually have a very systematic way of keeping call for papers and other things around academics sorted out. So it led to me spending some time focusing on correcting whatever projects are available or open, and then what could be possible or feasible with different timelines to work on and sort of plan out the coming couple of months properly in the academic space as well, and streamline my process. I usually use Google Drive to keep a lot of my data. This also helps me because if I keep my academic space on Google Drive, there are certain softwares like Zotero and all which can sort of link to these libraries and give you extended storage or extended aspects which can help you a lot. So that became a very important thing for me, that transferability of data between different systems, because I run different systems as well at different points of time. If I'm traveling, I'm really not on this system, so it's harder for me to work, and that became an important consideration for me when I was doing different things. So Zotero and other things, they're very important for me, and so I'm trying to streamline that more into my work process, and that took me a bit of time. And finalizing a couple of other project based things and documentation was also important for me, and that took me some time too. Documentation is definitely one of the most irritating and time consuming things about different projects and different aspects, but believe it or not, it helps a ton down the line. So if you really want to keep some storehouses of information or some project information or some other documentation which can help you around different aspects, it is important to keep your knowledge and everything recorded down so that you can retrieve it at any point of time to help you with your work and your work processes. And even if you say plan to expand your team down the line, it will help you broaden your horizons by sort of like involving a lot of different individuals in those processes as well. So yeah, I don't want to make this update very long, so I'll just wrap up before I bore you all to death, which I am hoping I'm not, at least. But then do remember to like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell notification icon so that you're notified about the next video as well. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Signing off 21st of December and recapping the 20th of December as well. Have a great evening or day, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this video. Thank you for tuning in.